Welcome back. Well, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried set to speak today at a New York Times event, the Deal Book Event Summit. This is the first time we're hearing from him since his firm collapsed. Other speakers include New York City Mayor Eric Adams, Ben Affleck, Benjamin Netanyahu, former Vice President Mike Pence, Ukraine President Zelensky, and more. FTX creating a domino effect throughout the crypto industry. BlockFi, also the latest firm to file for bankruptcy as well. Joining us right now is IDX Digital Assets Chief Investment Officer Ben McMillan. Ben, thanks so much for being here. It's the first time we're hearing from Sam Bankman-Fried. What do you think he'll say?
I mean, I think it's very clear. This is part of a kind of a PR blitz for him to kind of, recraft his narrative as not a fraudster, but, entrepreneur who, got out over his skis. If you look at that first New York Times article that came out, I mean, I, for one, was, shocked at just kind of what a puff piece it was. It turned a complete blind eye to, very credible allegations of fraud. And, since then, I expect him to come out and just say, hey, things got out of control. It's, nothing was fraudulent or malfeasance, but, just too much leverage, and we'll try better next time.
Ben, when you're a potential criminal here, when people are looking at you for criminal charges, a PR blitz is not a great idea. I don't understand why he's out here. You don't do PR blitzes when you could be indicted. Why is he doing this? And is he digging himself a deeper hole?
Well, it's even worse than that. He had these series of cryptic tweets, just hours afterwards. And let's not forget, this whole thing unfolded within the cryptosphere, in which, if nothing else, blockchain is very transparent. So there is a lot of very real, very credible kind of forensic evidence out there, about wallet transfers and misuse of customer funds. These weren't just kind of far-reaching allegations. There's real evidence to back it up. And then he goes, on Twitter, he had that New York Times interview. I can only imagine, his parents, both of his parents, obviously, who are, high-profile professors of law at Stanford, showed up at the compound in the Bahamas, shortly thereafter. They've been with him for weeks. I have to imagine they were telling him, stay off of Twitter. But then he had that, disastrous Vox interview where he, as far as I can tell, he basically admitted to, misuse of customer funds. So, again, at this point, I can only think they're just trying to walk some of that back and, do as much as they can to, repair his image.
Ben, if blockchain is so transparent and you can follow the assets so easily, why wasn't this uncovered? And don't you worry about all the other scammers and fraudsters and con artists and hucksters who are still out there. You can just go on Twitter and you can see them. They're still pitching their expletive.
No, absolutely. I mean, one of the big issues was how much trust they garnered so quickly. People ask us, why did you guys never do business with FTX? And one of the simple reasons was, first of all, we never liked the fact that FTX had a very cozy relationship with Alameda, which is a hedge fund. Why would we do business with an exchange when a competitor can see what we're doing? But then secondly, they were an offshore exchange. And so there was just a lot behind closed doors there that you couldn't get access to, which is, frankly, why I think it's very surprising they got so many big checks from so many kind of blue chip, VC and PE funds. And, and so what's interesting is, as this has come to light, people started to chip away and we've just gotten better clarity. But, they had ostensibly, reports are coming out that they had backdoor programs between the two firms. Alameda would take funds on behalf of FTX. It's just, it's a total mess.
Well, it's the drunkenness of mania. Again, it's just nothing but a euphoria. And when that dies, good luck getting it back. And we're just in the beginning stages of it disappearing.
Well, yeah, it's like the old Warren Buffett adage, when the tide goes out, you see who's swimming naked. And, here, I think there's a lot of people swimming naked that, frankly, many people were shocked about. And like you said, the mania contributed to this. One thing about crypto is that it's very easy to kind of, create leverage out of nowhere. At first, this looked very much like kind of a Lehman moment, just too much leverage, rehypothecation of assets. All of a sudden, it looks more like, a Madoff or an MF Global, misuse of customer funds, outright frauds. But one of the reasons that they were able to do this so quickly was they created their own token, this FTT token. And an example I gave is, they can just kind of, because they had an exchange, they could kind of fabricate this huge market cap, this huge balance sheet out of nowhere, and then from that they would borrow money, and of course, we know what happened
U.S.
from there.
regulators did not intervene because they treated it as it should have been treated, as digital beanie babies, all of crypto, as collectibles. So unfortunately for all the crypto enthusiasts and traders and speculators and gamblers, there's no systemic risk in it. Lehman Brothers and all of the financial institutions got a gigantic bailout from the federal government and the Federal Reserve, but not crypto. It ain't coming.
Right.
No, that's exactly right.
All right. We will leave it there, Ben. Good to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.